Hello and welcome to my end of year full K-pop collection binder run through. I'm going to try and make this video as succinct as possible, so let's get into it. Okay, so before we start flipping through all the binders, this year's video will be a little bit different compared to last year because for 2025, my K-pop collecting habits were very different compared to previous years. I only collected ATEEZ and Purple Kiss cards. Therefore, a lot of my binders have not changed in the past year. So because of that, I am just going to basically fast forward through, my binder flip throughs for the binders and collect books that are not ATEEZ or Purple Kiss. I was thinking about just leaving them out altogether, but if there's anyone out there who has not seen one of my videos before, this section will be for you. So yeah, we're gonna speed run through the non-ATEEZ and Purple Kiss stuff, so then we can just get to the nitty-gritty stuff and walk through those collections. All right, so let's get this ball rolling. First up, I'm going to go through all of my collect books. So we'll start with my Monday collect book. All right, next up we can do Woodz. And now is Taehyun. And then last is my Stacy. Next up, we can go through my ONEUS and other miscellaneous cards binder. So what's in this binder is all my ONEUS Leedo cards, and then any miscellaneous cards I may have collected over the years, such as like key cards, psychers, my Red Velvet cards, any of that stuff. And next is my Dreamcatcher binder. Okay, so now we're going to get into some ATEEZ binders, but these are my ATEEZ larger inclusions binders, which I don't believe has changed in the past year. I don't particularly like collecting larger inclusions, and both of these binders are very full. So I think I just stopped for 2025. I don't remember collecting any larger inclusions, so let's just quickly go through them. Okay, I do have some Golden Hour Part 2 and 3, and this is the Work to Live stuff, so I think that is different from last year, but yeah, besides everything else, besides this stuff at the end, I mean, everything else is the same. And now this is my other larger inclusions binder. This is just merch stuff. The other binder was all album postcard stuff. Okay, so now let's get into the binders that have actually changed over the past year. This is my Purple Kiss binder, and it also has some Hongjun and Yeosang larger inclusions in here because they could no longer fit in my HongSang dedicated binder. So let's go through it. So at the front, we have the HongSang larger inclusions. This is from like some magazines, some ATEEZ stuff, some tour stuff. Yeah, it's just stuff that I have that's just Hongjun and Yeosang that was in their binder before, but I had to move it because I have room in this binder now because there's no more Purple Kiss cards to collect. So yes. But like I said before, I don't particularly like collecting larger inclusions, so I don't actively strive to find these things or buy these things. So now let's get into my Purple Kiss section. These are signed pages that I cut out from a signed album that I will redo at some point in the new year to make myself feel better about their disbandment. Okay. This section, I just recently redid it. These are cards from their Festa tour and the last A Violet to Remember tour. I finally put them in this binder. And now these are my Dosie cards. So I have all of her album cards and then also some POBs dispersed throughout just to help fill up the pages. So we have Punzonia and Zombie first. And then we have Mimim. And then we get into Geeky Land. And then Sweet Juice. Then we have Festa. This is BXX. This is, which one was this? Oh, On My Bike. I couldn't remember the title of the song for a second. And then we have Do Re Mi. And then we have Our Now. And then these are some larger inclusions that I had previously collected of Dosie, but like I've said a bajillion times at this point, I don't like larger inclusions, so I stopped collecting Dosie's larger inclusions. So that is it for Dosie. I'm still very sad that Purple Kiss is disbanding, so let's move on before I start crying. Okay, let's start with my small binder first. This is my Jongho collect book. So typically if I have Jongho cards, I like, you know, I don't collect Jongho fully, but just, you know, if there's something I like that I want to keep, I will put his card in this collect book. So these are just ones that I have collected over the years. Really no rhyme or reason to them. Just whatever tickles my fancy, and that's about it. So all of this is the same as last year, except I have chosen to keep some Golden Hour. I guess you wouldn't have seen Golden Hour Part 2 or 3 from last year, so that's that. Okay, so now let's get into my main binder of sorts. This is my bias line album card binder. So if you don't know, my bias line is Hongjun, Yeosang, and Wooyoung. If I refer to my bias line, it's these three. I also collect specifically HongSang cards as well. That's Hongjun and Yeosang because they are my alts. So as we open up, I always start with an introduction page because I don't like to just like open my binders and have the photo cards right there. I always like an intro page, and so these are just some fan art stuff and some IDs. And then I have stickers, and this is from one of their photo books. And I will say, as we go through this, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail of each card. So if you have questions about a card as I'm going through this, leave a timestamp and a comment, and I'll let you know whether it's like what album something is from, or what POB, or yeah, what store the POB came from, or something like that. I don't want to go into like too much detail in this video, or else it would be like 2 hours long. I do go into more detail about my ATEEZ collection in my anniversary collection video that I always post in June, because June is when I started collecting ATEEZ almost 5 years ago now. So those videos are typically more detailed, and I will link that as well if you want to look at that. But yeah, for now, let's go through this. So start off with Treasure Era. We got Pirate King, Say My Name, Wave. These are the MMT POBs from Wave. And then we got Wonderland, and then this is the anniversary album, and these are MMT POBs. These I printed out myself to fill the page. And then we got Answer. This is obviously from Wonderland era, but I put them here because they were here before. But obviously they don't go there anymore. And then I printed these out, and then these are MMT POBs. So then we have our Fever era. This is Thanks and Inception, and these are POBs, I believe MMT. This is Fever Part 2. We got the A Diary Z set up, and then we got Fever Part 3 again, A Diary Z. And then this is Fever Epilogue, again, A Diary Z. And then we're getting into the World Series, and the World Series is when things started to shift because they started working with Hello 82 in the United States, and they added digipacks. So that changed up the cards we got. So we still got A, Diary, and Z. But then we got digipacks. These are Hello 82 cards, and we have IDs, and they never have done IDs again, which I'm thankful for. Hopefully it stays that way. This is Spin-Off. So we had, this was just the one album version. Then they had 2 polka albums. So that's what this is. And then the blanket cards from the polka albums. So now for Outlaw, there was a lot of Outlaw cards. We had polka and platform albums, I believe, for Outlaw. And if you don't know, platform albums or polka albums, they are essentially the same thing. They are digital albums. So typically it's just like a small card that you get that just has cards in it, but then also one card will have a QR code. So you scan that QR code in whatever app they use, whether it's like the polka album app or platform app, whatever. There's always an app. You scan the QR code in the app, and that's how you get the music. All right, quick rundown for anyone who doesn't know. So we have, they did A Diary Z for Outlaw as well, but they also had digipacks. These are digipack cards. And then they also had unit cards. So my setup starts to change even more drastically now. These are all the polka or platform albums, whatever it was called. That's what these all are. These are POBs, just to help fill the page. And then we're getting into Will. Affectionately, I call it William. This is William. So they only had 2 versions, 2 cards per album version for this, but then they also had digipack. So I put in the digipack cards to help fill it out. And then I think these are POBs down here. If I don't remember. Don't quote me, I don't remember. And then we have platform cards or polka cards again. I can't remember what it was specifically. These are POBs for sure, I think. And then we are starting our golden hour era. I know we had 8 digipack cards per member for this era, and I wanted to rip my fucking hair out. So yeah, the digipack cards are dispersed throughout the regular album cards. And then we also had the polka albums. That's these guys over here are polka albums. Oh, and I think this is the year where we had the polka and platform albums. I think that's when they did the 2 of them. Some of these are POBs to help fill out the pages. This was Work to Live from Golden Hour. And then we have Golden Hour Part 2, again, dispersed throughout the regular albums. And when I say regular albums, I mean like the photo book albums. What you typically expect a K-pop album to be. There's digipacks dispersed throughout here, and then polka albums as well. Polka album cards. And then we're getting into, okay, yeah. So this is Golden Hour Part 3 now. I don't remember how I set this up. But yes, now we're getting to Golden Hour Part 3. I had to really think about it for a second. Oh, now it's clicking again, because in the US albums they didn't have regular photo cards. They were doing weird stuff for Golden Hour Part 3. Because this is when they're focusing really hard on Billboard Hot 100. But yeah, so yeah, Golden Hour Part 3, and then we have In Your Fantasy, and In Your Fantasy is when they also released the like limited edition version. And then they also had polka albums. Honestly, this is a whole jumble of stuff from like Lemon Drop and In Your Fantasy era, and then these 2 are POBs to help fill out the page. And so that is that for my main album photo card binder. And I think I'm gonna have to move Golden Hour into its own binder and start fresh. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, this binder is my OT8 sets and my Japanese album cards. So again, my little intro page. These are just cards that I made myself. So I only started collecting OT8 sets around Fever Epilogue, and I try not to go overboard with the OT8 sets. But these are just like, this is from Movement. I think this is still from, I have a lot from Movement. Yeah, that was kind of a crazy time. Then I get into Spin-Off. I think this was still Spin-Off. And like some of these were from fan calls I won. That's why I have the full set. Yeah, this is now Outlaw era. I tried to like reel it back after Movement. So then Outlaw, and then Will. And then this was Golden Hour Part 2. No, Golden Hour Part 1. When he had the orange hair. That was still 1. This is Part 2. I think this was the Work to Live. This is now we're getting to Part 2. And then this is Part 3. Yes, this is still Part 3. So a lot of these are like Hello 82 cards, just because I buy quite a few cards from US shops. So I get a lot of the Hello 82 sets, and then just like fan call sets. And now these are my Japanese cards. So I don't have a lot of the earlier cards because I only started collecting during Dreamers. So this, I do not remember which album they're from. These are earlier on in their Japanese album run. This is A to Z, and then we're getting into Dreamers. Rocky, this is Paradigm. And I used to collect, or try to collect, all the album cards, but then when Paradigm came around and they started releasing even more Japanese album cards, I decided when they dropped Birthday that I was just going to collect one 9-pocket page full of cards, and that was it, and stop after that, because I didn't want to keep adding more and more and more. So this is Limitless. This was Not Okay. And then this is Birthday, so just one 9-pocket page, and then this is Ashes to Light, just one 9-pocket page. So that's it for Japanese stuff. Okay, so this binder is my merch stuff. So these are fan-made cards. So I have Bias Line merch in here and OT8 merch sets as well. Do not ask me. I mean, this was from the one of the treasure photo books, but most of this stuff I have forgotten. Some of this is summer photo book stuff, it's Japanese merch stuff, it's season's greetings pobs, it's tour merch stuff, ATEEZ room stuff, it's the icon deck and whatever the frick you call it, the photo book, other tour stuff. Got some ATEEZ stuff in here, birthday merch. So yeah, there's a mix of stuff in here. We got some ATEEZ. Okay, so then these are the OT8 sets I have. So this is light to me stuff, sub K, photo book stuff. So I think this is an online concert. Again, there's a mix of stuff. There's some, yeah, summer photo book, the ATEEZ kid stuff, birthday merch, Wonder Wall. I think this is Season's Greetings, Winter MD. This was an online concert, I think. Or no, a DVD, birthday merch, fan kits, summer photo book maybe? This is an online concert, Season's Greetings, yeah. Tour maybe, fan kit, fan meet, summer photo book. This is a DVD thing as well. Nacific, more Nacific, Season's Greetings. I don't remember. I think this season for fan kit. I don't remember. This was tour merch, I think. What's this? I don't. Oh, this is the ATEEZ Zone, because I went to enough shows to get full OT8s at ATEEZ Zone, and then this was like a DVD play code thing. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so this is my Biasline POB binder. I'm sorry I'm like speed running through this. I just don't want to sit here for hours on end. But like I said, just if you're curious about something, just leave a comment and I will let you know. So yeah, let's go through this. I started collecting POBs when I started collecting ATEEZ, which was around Fever Part 2 era. So that's where it starts here. We're in Fever Part 2. This is a season song thing. We're getting into Fever Part 3. I had quite a lot from Fever Part 3, which you don't see here, but I had more HongSang from that era. Then Epilogue, and then we got Movement, and then we got Spin-Off, and then it's still Spin-Off. This is a Japanese HMV POB set, and then we're getting into Outlaw era. Outlaw, oh my god. And then this is Will. Still Will, I believe. No, this is Golden Hour Part 1. Yes, and this is Golden Hour Part 2. This is still Golden Hour Part 2, right? Yeah, I think, yeah, Golden Hour Part 2, it's Golden Hour Part, no, his hair. I don't remember when his hair was like this. This is Golden Hour Part 1. And this was Part 2. Yeah, this is Part 2. And then when does Part 3 start? This is still Part 2. This is Part 3. This is when Part 3 starts. Yeah. So this is all Lemon Drop and In Your Fantasy stuff. Okay, wow. These videos really are a true testament to my memory. Okay, so now for, I think, my pride and joy, this is my HongSang binder. This is my special binder. So it's just Hongjun and Yeosang cards, and this is where I keep like just the POBs I have of them too, and merch stuff, but also like my special cards, like fan call cards I may have won, or ATEEZ Zone, or unit cards, the special cards. So in the front I have my signed pages. I still wish to this day that he signed in silver. And then we have my unit cards. Some of these are very difficult to come by. I'm still waiting on the freaking BR Mud unit card to arrive. Then we have some full group unit cards. And now these are my special cards, like what I was saying before, ATEEZ Zone or broadcast cards. cards that I love very, very dearly from different eras. These are ones that I won, fan call. Same with these two. And then these are regular POBs that I had before I started collecting Wooyoung. So originally I just collected Hongjin and Yeosang. So I have a lot more POBs of just those two. And so that is where I house them all in here. This is, yeah, like starts with Fever part, like 1-ish era, 2, 3, epilogue. I only have one from Movement, Outlaw, Vera, Will, part Golden Hour part 1, then I'm getting to Golden Hour part 2, and then Golden Hour part 3. And then these are merch cards I have of the two of them. This is just a Yeosang page because I have some extra cards of him. And now we're getting into the duo. So some of this is like POBs from Winter Empty or Wonderwall, some Japanese cards, summer photo book, pots, some tour merch, Nacific, ATEEZ. A lot of ATEEZ in here, fan meet stuff, lemon, I think it's lemon drop pop-up, more ATEEZ. This is from the Golden Hour Part 3 pop-up, other tour stuff, birthday stuff, my tea stuff. So yeah, that is my entire collection. I went through this very, very quickly because honestly filming these is very daunting because I just have so many binders. Let me count right now actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 K-pop binders, collect books, etc., etc. It's a lot and it's very overwhelming sometimes. But like, I'm a broken record at this point. Like I've been saying throughout the video, if you have a question about a specific card, just leave a comment. I will let you know. You can also watch previous videos of my collection updates, and some of them earlier on I go into more detail. My ATEEZ collection video, I go into a little bit more detail, so you can watch those if you're curious. And yeah, Happy New Year. Here's to 2026. I don't know what's in store for 2026. I think I'm going to be collecting a little bit less just because it's really just ATEEZ at this point that I collect now because Purple Kiss disbanded. So yeah, that's fun. Anyway, 2025 was a good year, at least in terms of collecting for me. It was definitely more restrained and more structured. I spent significantly less. If you watched my budget tracker video, you know, you know. But yeah, here's to 2026. I don't really have specific goals for 2026. Kind of just keep doing what I'm doing, stay under budget, you know. So yeah, let me know if you have any collection goals for 2026. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh, my legs. I'm cramping up. These videos take too long. Ah!